Hey there. This is my first voice memo of many, I hope. First memo, 3rd of December 2023. Let's see how long this lasts.
COVID was a weird time for me. At the age when I should have been going out and making friends and playing all day, I was essentially stuck indoors with a screen.
I'd learned to make friends with my camera and little side quests of becoming a YouTuber. I tried to keep myself busy and attempt to satisfy my curiosity, but in all honesty, a camera wasn't going to fill the gap of friendships and genuine human connection. I started feeling a little lonely at times, but there's a saying in the Quran: with hardship, there will be ease. Indeed, with hardship, there will be ease.
And bhai, jab diya, chappad faad ke diya.
This is my first time back in school since COVID. I basically had no friends coming to school. The few friends I had made before had all left the school or gone to a different country. I had to figure out a way to make new friends. But so did a few other idiots. We were all so young and innocent that all that mattered to us was to have fun. And that's exactly what we did.
This was the first time we were able to go out and live a normal childhood.
We cared more about enjoying ourselves than getting to know each other very well. And a big reason for this was because we ourselves didn't know who we were as individuals. We weren't aware of the fact that we stood at the starting line of our lives. I was figuring out what kind of person I wanted to be, and so was everyone else. We were all in the same boat because we all were clueless. We were all trying hard to fit in with each other while also trying to grow ourselves. But in order to grow healthily, we had to give each other some space. We came back a little more hopeful, a little more emotional, and a lot less prepared. This was a new phase for me. I started getting closer to people. I started catching feelings. We would spend our entire day in school together. We worked together, we had fun together, and our little inside jokes. Eventually, after 4 months of our friendship, she genuinely became someone so important to me that we shared everything with each other. And so I started to believe that it was time to take this to the next level. And it took me a while to prepare myself for it. I rehearsed what I was gonna say for days, while brushing my teeth, while showering and eating, and finally the day came. I mustered up the courage.
I rehearsed my lines one final time, and I called her number. And I told her everything that's in my heart.
And that was the end of that friendship. I think I failed to understand at the time that sometimes there is no level above friendship in some cases. And this was one of them. पर भाई एक चीज़ याद रखना, ज़िंदगी में सब कुछ एक्सपीरियंस के लिए होता है. मेरा क्या, मुझे तो और बहुत एक्सपीरियंस करना बाकी था.
I know there are like 5 people watching this. I'm like, oh, he's talking about me.
we have now reached the most important aspects of our lives yet, the GCSEs. Everything put to the side, all parties and hangouts, we only had one goal in mind: get through these 3 months of preps and exams. Because what was promised at the end of it was the summer of our lives. And boy oh boy, were we not disappointed. These 3 months will forever hold a special place in my heart. After 3 months of being locked in, being able to have fun because we earned it was the best feeling ever. Everything finally started looking good again. I started making more friends. It felt like the world was at our fingertips, and it felt like we ruled the world.
What the hell?
यादों के पुराने एल्बम में छुपा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, गुल्लक में पड़ी चवन्नी सी बचा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन। ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी, जिंदगी जीने की उम्र थी, दोस्ती और दोस्तों से उधार के दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या 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 दिन थे। बिगड़े हुए इंसान थे, शैतान की संतान थे।
And with that same energy, we entered the final 2 years of high school journey. हम तो IB की वाट लगाने वाले थे। God. हमें क्या पता था IB क्या सारी जिंदगी हमारी वाट लगाने वाली थी। I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do at undergraduate studies, so I went for my safest bet. Science. Physics, chemistry, and math.
Or should I say the notorious 3, the most challenging courses IB has to offer. At the same time, I was progressing well in my martial arts journey. I had won the nationals for my category a few months prior, and my sensei wanted me to compete in my first international tournament as soon as I achieved my black belt this year.
It wasn't going to be easy, but it was definitely going to be an experience. I just had to give it my best for 3 months. I had to give it my all till November.
I would wake up at 7, then school at 8, then leave school at 4 to head towards training. Train from 7 to 9, head back home for dinner, study some more, and sleep, and repeat. The first week I was pumped. I felt like I was genuinely winning, acing it all. In training, in school, even week 2 and 3 went strong. But at the end of the month, the lack of efficient rest started catching up to me. But I couldn't just give up. It takes effort and sacrifice to be great, and I wasn't settling for anything less. My parents told me not to do so much, but this is what I wanted. I wanted it all, and I kept going. And because the universe clearly decided my plate had room, my personal life cracked right down the middle too. Someone I'd called a brother for 2 years, and I hit a fork we couldn't walk back from. Our compasses just stopped pointing in the same way, and what started as my problem spilled over and began hurting people I cared about. And watching a person I love carry that weight, that's the part that actually got to me. High school drama sounds small. right up until it's your closest people who are the ones bearing the brunt of it. All of this while November kept getting closer. But I wasn't going to stop fighting. In the ring, in the class, and for what I thought was right. By the first week of November, I was running on fumes. Match day was days away, and I could feel every sleepless night sitting behind my eyes. Every part of me wanted to stop, but stopping meant admitting the whole thing had been a mistake. The training, the nights I didn't talk to my friends, the people I should have shown up for when I didn't. So I didn't stop. I told myself, just get to the 9th, win, and all of it will make sense. Every sacrifice pays for itself.
9th November 2025. 3 months worth of effort bottled on to one single day.
I lost all 3 matches that day. I failed half my exams that week. And the relationships that I had been fighting to protect ended that same month too. And I just went blank. I'd failed at everything all at once. I was so burnt out mentally, emotionally, physically that I didn't have it in me to cry it out. In that whole stretch, only 1 or 2 people really knew how it felt, how I felt. Over the few weeks, I really thought about everything that went wrong and how much of it was in my hands. That's when something my dad had said to me played in my head. You can do anything you put your mind to, but not everything you put your mind to. He wasn't telling me that I couldn't have it all. He was telling me that I had to focus on one thing at a time in order to win at each of it. I realized that I had jumped into a battle I had no idea how to fight. I understood that greatness doesn't come in one big sweep or even in a span of a few weeks, but rather something you build with strategy and patience. As I slowly started to accept this, I slowly started to open up again. I was still recovering from the intense wear out both mentally and physically, but now I had a newfound ease, not having a mountain of pressure on my shoulder. Slowly I started doing things that brought me joy and things that brought me back closer to my friends. I started going on hikes with my friends, participated in school events. School was definitely more challenging because of those 3 months I lost. I was still able to catch up, but it definitely had an impact. So this year also comes to an end. But this year was definitely an experience. And I know it's very cliche, but genuinely, the worst times do make for the best teachers. I learned that there is no easy way of building resilience. I learned that someone always has your back, even when you feel lonely. I learned that it's okay to let go of someone who you think is not right for you. And most of all, I learned that it's okay to be accepting of what comes your way.
Because the outcomes were never in your hand in the first place. What was in your hand was to put in the effort and the hard work, and the rest you leave to the Almighty.
Coming back for the final year felt strange. Like sitting down for the last episode of a show you've been watching your whole life. Nobody said it out loud, but everyone knew this was the last time for everything. But before the credits rolled, there was one thing I had been chasing for 4 years. A charity football match. 2 years of planning and we finally pulled it off. Actually, forget one match. We turned it into a whole event.
I'm not gonna give in. If I have to fight, then I'm willing to give my life back to die and lay down on my
We still had assignments, the stress, our own little wars. But for once, everything felt like it was pointing the right way. We poured our hearts into it, and it showed. We raised just over 40,000 dirhams for charity, the biggest student-led event in the school's entire history.
By this point, most of us were done with our university applications. All that was left was the daunting exam season. Or did I speak too soon?
I'm not gonna give in. If I have to
And so our time at school came to an end. Now that it's done, I sit here and think about how the only life I've ever known just ended. And weirdly, it feels euphoric to leave a world you've known by heart, walk alone into a land full of strangers, and figure it all out by yourself again. But I think I'm ready. This last year might be the best thing that's ever happened to me. I spent it with the most special people in my life, and somewhere along the way, I found the most amazing people to keep for myself. If everything goes to plan, inshallah, I'll be studying architecture this fall. So yeah, things do work out in the end. और अगर अंत तक सब ठीक ना हो तो वो the end नहीं. Picture अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. High school, thank you. Thank you for teaching me how the world's gonna treat me, while still letting me figure out who I want to be. For friendships I'll never forget, brotherhood that I'll always carry, and for letting me show up for the people who showed up for me. Thank you for the teachers who treated us like family, and to those who couldn't stand us. Thank you to Mom, Dad. Thank you for making me who I am. Remember what I told you at the very start? The outcome was never in our hands. All we ever really own is the effort and the memory of it. And by every single one of these, the wins, the losses, the people who stayed, the ones who didn't, all of it was just one big experience. So here's to the experience.